Hello, everyone. This is Felicia Bender, the Practical Numerologist. We're coming at you end of year, right? It is December's forecast. So I am just going to say up front that this is based on your personal year number in numerology. It's not based on your life path number. So if you're new to numerology, or if you're just not sure what your personal year might be, I ask you to please take a quick moment, go over to FeliciaBender.com, click on monthly forecast. There is a calculator there that will calculate your personal year number for you, and then you can make sure that you are listening to the correct forecast. There's also a very quick, very easy manual calculation below in the description box if you'd like to just take a look at that, do it manually. So otherwise, we are moving into December, and this is your forecast for the month of December 2023. If you are in a 1 personal year, December is a number 4 personal month for you. So I'm going to start with a little bit of a reflection, because we can't help it, right? It's that last part of the year. We're kind of looking at 2023 in the rearview mirror. So I would just say that right now it is time to acknowledge everything that you have accomplished in your 1 personal year, and how all of it has really culminated into a new and hopefully exciting chapter in your life. So I would ask you, what is the title of your new book? Because really, it truly is a clean slate. And I want to really emphasize that the 1 personal year is the end. It's the final moment of that 3-year transition cycle that you started 3 years ago, basically, in your 8 personal year. So it's a little bit exhausting. And I say that in a good way, though. It's like, you really are working on a major up-leveling evolution, moving yourself into the next phase and stage in life. So this really has been your year of new beginnings, of embracing and identifying your independence and your sense of individuality, while really simultaneously blazing this new trail in your life. So you're winding down from the beginning of this entirely new cycle, a whole new 9-year cycle. So I dare say, I'm sure it's had a few touch and go moments, right? I know that mine have. So I hope you're in that same boat and can laugh about it, right? Because that's what life is. It is about all of these experiences that we have, and we grow the most during the ones that feel the most difficult, right? Or the hardest, or maybe the most unfair. And yet that's when we really discover who we are and what we're made of, right? So if you have not been actively involved in something new this year, chances are, I would just say, that you're maybe feeling, I don't know, slightly out of whack right about now. So I hope that you have felt this calling and have moved forward with this verve, with this self-confidence, and leaving that old outworn stuff from your life into the compost pile, or at least at the consignment shop, right? And it's one of those things with the 1 personal year, that it's not like, day one, what is leaving, what is already gone and what's going to be coming in. It's all a process this year of bringing that into clarity. So with that said, this is really a somewhat serious way to finish out this 1 personal year with this 4 energy. The 4-month demands that you kind of step back for a moment and reconfigure yourself, kind of dig your heels in a little bit, and get a little effort, a little fortitude, a little tenacity going to finish strong in December. So it really is set up as a foundations setting month, more about goals, right? More about the practicalities of life, more about setting up these structures and making sure they're functioning for you and with you. So I've had a lot of conversations with people in their one personal year who are concerned, if not really panicking, right? That they don't feel that they've managed to begin something new in the way that they thought they would, right? Or that they would like to, or that they expected to. So if this applies to you, here is my personal numerology opinion, okay, and recommendation, my little tip and trick. Tips and tricks at this point of the year. Let's make it the best we can make it. So if you do have this feeling, what I would say is this: grab your journal, grab a piece of paper, grab your laptop, whatever it is, your phone, whatever it is you make notes on. So if you do have ideas and thoughts about what you would like to start, and you just, for whatever reason, had to, be a little distracted over here, or go over and finish up over here, or something like that, what I would say is please, please, please take the time and the effort to write it down right now in December before the end of the year, okay? Be as clear and as directive as you can be. Envision it fully and completely. How would it feel if this were to come into play for you, okay? I'm basically talking about what the basic law of attraction, the basic way that we envision and manifest. Even in numerology, we talk about the manifestation code of Tesla 369. If you're interested in that, I do have a blog post on that on my website. In any event, though, you're at this precipice where you need to put it into that solid form. Don't just let it hang around out in the ethers. You need to put it into writing, put it into a form of intention, and then feel as if it is already your reality. I know that's the hard one. I know, I really do know. And yet use all of your imagination, all of your senses, and really place your whole being into this time, space, and within that higher level energy. Even if you're feeling like a little trepidatious, I didn't really get it going, write it down, and it still is in that manifestation bubble. It's still ready for you. It's still very accessible. And it's just a little bit differently. Okay. And this way you will be using those powerful new beginnings energies of your one personal year, that last moment, that last push, really garner that energy. Because let's remember that numerology, it's not just this, it's not just me talking, right? It's actually the energy that you're experiencing. It is what is supporting you right now. So use it. Take full advantage of it. So otherwise, I find that people who don't have a somewhat clear sense of that new direction at this point, and I hate to say it this way, but I'm just gonna be honest. They'll end up kind of floundering around for this next cycle. And when I say next cycle, I mean this next 9 years, right? Now at this point, 8 years, because you're at the end of this one personal year. But I just say use it or lose it, right? So really, really commit to getting this all in line so that you don't waste this or dilute this energy that you have that is supporting you right now. So sometimes the one personal year brings in extreme changes. Sometimes these transitions are smoother, more seamless. And yet most of the time, these changes are very real and permanent shifts that show up really as very intense, very palpable, where you can really mark this as a new era for yourself. So I also wanted to reassure you, any of you who might be experiencing a feeling of being stagnant or maybe stuck, maybe trapped within that old reality, this is the time to galvanize all your courage. Please make those decisions that allow you to shake off that old, outworn, outdated life and open the doors for the new one. It's not like, well, I won't even go into the disclaimers. I'll just leave it at that. So if you can't say out loud, I feel connected to my path and purpose in life, I feel in alignment, then it really is up to you to choose differently and to locate to locate your higher self within your purpose right now, and align with that and connect with it. So no matter how hard it feels right now, I am telling you it is possible. And if you've been shifting through these changes and rebuilding, creating, reinventing yourself this year, do a check-in right now. Give yourself some kudos. This is a lot. I mean, it takes some courage to make these shifts, to really expand into who you really are. So this applies to both your inner and your outer worlds. This is often a time where a good therapist might come in handy, I'm telling you, when you might even move geographically. Maybe you end up involved in an entirely different relationship or maybe a different job. All of these things can be coming to a peak or coming to fruition right now. So the energy of the number 4 for the month of December also brings some old, maybe potentially family issues or family wounding. This could be family of origin. It can be the family you're in now that you know, if you're married, if you have kids, if you're divorced, if whatever that family unit might be that you have now. It could even really extend to ancestral healing. I've been dealing with a lot of people who are doing a lot of work around that right now. So that may be something coming up for you personally, and coming up to be healed, right? Or at least looked at and worked with. So with that in mind, you'll potentially come face to face with maybe some emotional family moments, right? During the holidays. This is often the time when this happens anyway. And yet, this might be some added intensity or some openings, right? When we look at this, we're like, oh my gosh, I don't want anything bad to happen. And at the same time, what is bad about something shifting that you have a long-term discomfort with, right? So that might be coming into play during the holidays. So whatever form it might take, December will present a few of these opportunities. Some may be more intense than others, right? But it's going to ask you to make some decisions about how to engage and how to disengage, right? Both of those things, the beautiful duality of it all. So as you leave this one personal year and enter into your number 2 personal year in 2024, it could also be your master number 11/2 personal year. You're going to have to do the math for yourself and see if which one it is for you. But I would ask you to take some time to consider exactly what you started this year, right? What did you start in your one personal year? What did you plant, right? I always say it's a year of seed planting, right? And what were your overarching intentions? So did you start a new career, or maybe you ended one? Maybe you started a new relationship, ended one, you hung on to the one that has maybe exceeded an expiration date, or maybe you simply up-leveled your relationship dynamics. You've taken it to a new level of co-creation. That is the beautiful thing about the energy of the one personal year. It's really asking you to really stand independently and within your own individuality, and in your relationships co-create rather than be codependent, right? So those can be some magical moments that you have been able to enact and to do in your one personal year. Maybe you even graduated or started school. Maybe you're working on a health issue or some other paramount issue that I haven't mentioned because maybe it's intense, maybe it's unusual, or maybe it's just a little bit different. But those are the things that kind of stir it, it stirs it up in a one personal year. So this upcoming year, 2024, year 2 or your 11/2 personal year is really set up as a little bit of a little resting period. Okay. you've been through a lot. So it's time for regrouping, for slowing down slightly. You're entering a year where you will take the time, or being asked to take the time, to devote to other people. It's more of an us year rather than a me year. And maybe a way that you haven't had the opportunity, because it's been a real push time to get yourself on board, right? In the past 3 years. So it's really more of a patience building time. It's a time for relationships. And if you're ready for love, it is a great time to find your one. It's if you're ready to take your career business to a different level, there is a wonderful energy in your 2 personal year upcoming in 2024 that supports really really deep networking, really finding your tribe, finding your community, finding where you belong, and who belongs with you. So there can also be maybe a family situation crying out for your attention. Those things can often come into play during a 2 personal year. It's designed as a slowdown, a regroup. It's a resting period. It's a patience building time. And it's also a time to really, really trust and develop right timing. You're going to be really tending to what you planted this year, next year, and yet there'll be those spurts of caretaking, but mostly it's a gestation time. It's a germination time of what you planted this year. So get ready for a little more flow and a little less go as you move into your 2 personal year. All right, so that is your forecast for the end of the year. And what I also want to mention is that I am regrouping, reprioritizing, doing some things differently within my numerology business. And this is going to be the last forecast that I'm going to be doing on YouTube. I will not be doing these monthlies anymore. I might be doing some other segments, some other series, some other things on YouTube. I'm kind of in the planning stage of that. And yet I've just had to prioritize certain things. So I would say that if you still want to engage in your forecast, you can still go to FeliciaBender.com and you can read it there. It will still be there in writing. It just won't be on YouTube. So again, I hope that you have a wonderful end of your year. And thank you for watching here. And I hope that you'll come back and we'll get some other numerology-based videos going for you. All right. Have a wonderful holiday and a very, very, very happy new year.